This is a test stream / kicking it with the homie Ogre because we haven't done this in a while.
No, we haven't.
And
We haven't. No.
And this feels really nice to just the fact that we're kicking back and talking like we used to back in the day. Everybody downstairs in the basement playing some poker. The good times.
Hey, you know what? I saw something, or excuse me, I listened to a song. I've been hanging out a lot with this guy. His name is Sonny, and he works in my family's business, and he's a very good friend of my stepdad's. And he is a very easy to get along with guy. He's easy to talk to. He's very optimistic, and he showed me a song, and I can't think of what the name of the song is now, but there's a line in it that goes, "The good days weren't always so good, and tomorrow's not as bad as it seems." So that's touching.
I thought you were going to say, "Are the good times are over for good" by Merle Haggard. Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say for a second.
No.
I was like, whoa. Speaking of country, man, I've been kind of listening to a little bit of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. I just been kind of dabbling in it. Kyle, our buddy over there from Save the Wave, Kyle and Zio, check them out. But he's been showing me, so let's go back to Robin Hood. So you remember back in the day, the original like Robin Hood cartoon? It started off with the rooster, and he's kind of like walking down the trail, and he's whistling that do 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 do. Do 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 do.
I can picture the melody.
Yeah,
but I don't remember the cartoon.
The rooster in that cartoon, it's voiced by a guy named Roger Miller, and Roger Miller, like, he was kind of like, yeah, he I think he had some popularity, but like not as much as like Johnny Cash or Willie Nelson, but
also this guy's got the chiclets, so
yes. But he did that Whistle Stop song, and then he also did the Robin Hood theme song. So growing up, I always knew those, but I didn't know Roger Miller. And then Kyle just recently showed me a song by him, and like ever since he showed me that, me and him both, we've been on this Roger Miller craze. We've been listening to a bunch of his songs, and because of that, I started dabbling in other country artists. Like I started listening to Waylon Jennings with "Mama, Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys."
Yeah. Not a long time ago. I think it was a year and a half ago. No, it had been more than that now, maybe 2 years. I downloaded that song on Spotify. A buddy that worked on the other side of the pan line with me in assembly, he told me to download it, and "Mama, don't let your babies." I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a classic San Andreas song, Grand Theft Auto. That was in the country radio.
I never turned on that station.
Yeah, well, I don't think most people did.
I was the Dust. I was what was the alternative one? Radio X.
Radio X. Yeah, that was like all the metal stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. They had a Stone Temple Pilots on there.
Yep. Ozzy was on there.
I like when you're driving real fast and it starts to get that that shutter, that light shutter to it a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yep. Going down the highway, going to San Fierro, gonna go mod out your car with all your homies in the back. Oh man,
that was great.
Hey, speaking of Grand Theft Auto though, did you hear
about 6?
6?
I saw some pictures. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they released the trailer.
There's a picture of a guy and a girl on it like 2 or 3 times.
Yes, it's cool because
is the dude a fat guy? Or is that just a really baggy white shirt? I can't tell.
It's just a really baggy white shirt. Yeah, they brought Vice City to modern times, from what it seems like.
Okay.
Now, I haven't really dabbled too much into the trailer yet. I mean, like, I've seen it. I didn't really get a chance to look and see if I could catch any Easter eggs or anything like that. But the like in GTA 5, they really kind of exaggerated, not exaggerated, but you know how they pick fun of like certain things in pop culture.
Sure.
You know, like the cell phone and social media and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So this one, like, they seem to really be going more hardcore into the social media aspects.
You know what's so funny? That makes me think of GTA 3, the original GTA 3. That was a game that my dad bought when I was a kid, and we would wake up late at night or early in the morning before Dad got out of bed, and my sister would stand watch, because the way that our living room was, it sort of was one straight hallway with rooms, and that last room was the living room, and she would stand watch, and I'd try to log onto his character, and he'd have a flamethrower, and I'd try to torch Grandma, and like the big dude with the blue shirt,
Yeah.
the guy that walked.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Or
He was that's funny. Like, I remember seeing those guys do it, thinking, "Oh yeah, let's get them."
yeah, and they try to dodge out of the way of the car coming at him.
Oh
You
yeah.
get that splat sound that it sounded so good.
Oh man. Good times, man. That one was funny because they would have like they had like the opera station
In 3?
in 3. I don't know if you could really switch radio stations in that one.
I
think it was just
I think you could,
okay.
because it would be like, and it would play like a little fuzz in between, and then it would hit to the station. Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming back to me now.
Yeah, because they had like I remember they had like a jazz radio. There was actually some pretty cool like I don't remember any real specific like popular songs in that one.
No,
But they had like a lot of just like
just generic
just
riffs.
generic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one you really were missing out on was the talk radio or whatever, where they're answering callers, because
Oh yeah.
they had the stupidest ideas for these callers, and they would just go in on them. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, man. Good times playing those, dude. There was in San Andreas, they had the talk radio, and that was always funny because as the game progressed, you would see like Big Smoke would be on there, or like that OG Loke.
See, once I got into San Andreas, I was more off the talk radio and more on the actual music, because it actually had songs that, are real life songs.
Yeah, good songs, man.
Yeah.
That's
So it's hard to pass that up.
To be honest with you, and I always say this like to everybody, like I think San Andreas has one of the best soundtracks of like any game.
Hands down.
Yeah, and I mean GTA 5 had a pretty good one too, but like nothing compares. Like even the reggae, the reggae radio on that, there were some really cool songs on that too. In fact, like I can't remember the artist, but there's one song in particular. Like I ended up like finding it later on, and like I put it on my playlist and stuff. But like they have like some of those reggae songs, they're like real like underground, or like like
Oh, you gotta know.
they're not like on any like specific record or anything that you could just like
Imagine-
easily find at like Best Buy or something.
Imagine getting your big break through a video game.
I know, right? Right.
That's wicked.
Heck yeah, man. That they got that song Chase the Devil on the reggae, and it's funny, like when I first started in at the electrician school, one of the teachers put that song on while we were like doing some
Nice.
like construction stuff, like little simulations, it's trade school.
Sure.
But anyways, yeah, he put that song on, and I was like, whoa, that's cool.
You know what's funny? That makes me think of when I first started at Ford. They had an industrial readiness simulator, which was doors in a rack, and you would take the doors off, and they were like door outers. So that's what you see. It's like an unpainted, just metallic surface, and it's in the shape of a door. What you see from the outside before you open it up, and you'd have to put it on a fixture and then take it off the fixture and put it back in a rack. That's like
This was a simulation.
it. I don't want to say it was a simulation. It was more like a readiness thing that somebody came up with, and I don't think it does working down there in any justice, but they tried, and I understand what they were trying to do. So
Yeah, it kind of just to prepare you.
yeah,
for
just give you like a tiny
certain,
taste. Yeah.
certain scenario. Yeah. That's a big thing in any construction field. It seems like there's always like scenarios.
You know what I like? The safety videos.
Yeah.
On YouTube, I used to watch a lot of Djibouti dubs. I thought that they were hilarious,
Oh,
and they
yeah,
came
you
out.
showed me some of those.
Oh yeah, back in the day,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were on top of it. I think they've.
Oh shoot.
I don't know if they've fallen off. That could be a personal opinion. I just don't watch them anymore. You know, I've sort of grown out. Like I used to watch a lot of stuff back in the day that I thought was funny, and now it just kind of has lost interest to me. Like what's his name? He used to review video games, like weird or strange video games. JonTron.
JonTron, yes.
Yeah. You know, and now
Isaac
he's
was
doing
really big into him.
Yeah, and now he's doing like weird reviews of stuff, or he'll criticize an actor or an actress, or a product that's from an actor or an actress or something, and I could see it. It doesn't have the same kick to it.
Yeah.
And
Did this just like pop up in your feed or something at some point?
I had to dig for it.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, what's going on with this guy? I just thought of him the other day, and I went and clicked on some of his old videos. I got some real good laughs out of those because I feel like that was the heart, that was where the passion was. And then I'm looking at it now, and it's not that it's lacking passion. It's he's older, we're older, he's trying to do something, and I don't think that's his scene,
Yeah.
Like, he had good mannerisms for the earlier product that he used to provide for us. And I feel like he's always going to be that for us. I don't see anything wrong with that. But here's another one, like Epic Rap Battles of History.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Definitely.
So I feel like they had a time to shine. And it was product that was meant to be at the time that it came out. And the time has progressed.
Yes.
And they haven't progressed with it. I guess that's what I'm getting to, is that they're sort of stuck in this old model, and the model's done with.
Yeah.
So I feel like that may hurt them.
It's interesting. I was watching some guy at work. We were talking about some food channel, and I asked him if he had seen L.A. Beast.
Hey.
So I showed him the hot dog one where he was eating the hot dog soul, because I just thought, what's the best video to show somebody that's like, just get them started into watching L.A. Beast videos.
I mean, that is the best one, though.
Yeah. But so I showed him that, and then, like,
because I love how he does the slow mos.
Oh yeah, dude, the music.
Oh come on, that is because
when he's about to throw up, like on the old videos.
Yeah, because
that one specific song would come on.
That was his thing, though, and
yes.
You know what? That specifically, not trying to cut you off.
No, you're good, man.
But he, like, from what he looked like he was working out real hard. He was a big guy, and he would eat a lot, and he was obviously doing something with it. And now, he's married, right? Or he's
got a kid, or last I saw, his girlfriend was pregnant, I believe. Yeah.
So
or wife, or yeah.
You're looking at a guy now that can't handle sort of the insane, stupid shit that he was able to do, right? I mean, let's be honest. I don't want to see him get hurt.
Right.
But he had his time, and that's that old model.
His latest videos, though, were I remember he was kind of getting into the metal detecting. Like he was going in his backyard and like digging for stuff. Because I forget, I think something the house that he has, like the like it's been around for how many decades. So he would go back there and he actually found like old coins and stuff like that. Those were pretty cool videos. So he kind of like dabbles in other things. Or I remember he was doing like these basketball card videos. He was like trying to find the Michael Jordan, I think it was the Michael Jordan rookie card or something like that, and like the classic '90s tops packs, So he found like all these old like packs that were never open, and like just out of the blue, like the Michael Jordan card he was looking for actually popped up in one of them.
Damn.
Yeah. So he like I said, he dabbles like in other kinds of videos, and it's cool. It's cool to just
as
see
you
him.
should.
It's cool to just see him.
And that's what I'm talking about. You build up a character, on an online platform like that, and that is a legacy in a way that outlives you in a way. That's always going to be a part of you.
Yeah.
And the diehards, exactly is content like that hopefully he's, invested in. He cares about what he's talking about. He has ideas that he wants to, bring forth to the table, and then he does them, and he takes time, he takes effort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I was just looking. So YouTube, I believe, started in like 2005, and like so like we're kind of like the first of like the original like
You were born in '94, right?
Yeah, but like we've seen like all the old creators and stuff like that. Like all these creators that have come and gone, and then whatever. Like speaking of like the LA Beast food like kind of channel category, like those guys, Furious Pete,
Epic Mealtime.
Yeah. Like a lot of these old channels, right? Like these guys are kind of like the first of their kind of genre,
Exactly. Pioneers.
And so it's kind of interesting. Like I've seen certain channels pop up that kind of try to dabble in the same category, and it's not really the same. But like they kind of try to do similar things. Maybe try to be a little more extreme in certain areas. But like to me, it's like. And I think maybe it's just because of like the fact that, like I said, like we were the ones watching the Furious Pete's and the LA Beast, and so it's like these guys kind of have like a lot to like the new people have a lot to kind of like live up to in a way.
It's a product of its time.
And it's like, kind of makes you think like maybe it's not even maybe we'll never see another of those people. So I don't know. It's just. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's really interesting to see like these new channels pop up, and it's gonna be cool to see like where people kind of go with food and just comedy in general. Because I mean even skits, like how many more like skit ideas are there really as far as like being original?
Well, a lot of skits are definitely products of their time. They're definitely based around current events. A lot of them happen to be. Not all of them. But you also got to follow like a generational thing, And we were influenced by our parents. Now we're becoming the parents that have to influence the next ones.
Yeah.
And we're going to take some of the old, we're going to take some of the new, some of the stuff we discovered. And however that works out. For instance, there's a guy on YouTube, Joel Haver, and I personally think that he actually hates the new animation style that he made up, but he made an animation style that I've never seen before, and I thought it was absolutely awesome, and he actually makes fun of it in one of his animations because he tells people, I'm a content creator, and I make a lot of skits, and it's real life skits. Well, not real life, but it's like, you and me sitting here in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. They've got cameras, and they set up skits like that. But they also have some other skits that are like animated. And what it does is it's a program that cartoons you. Mm. And it's kind of poorly done, but it's it's really cool, and because it's real time animation, right? So you could tell it's a person. You'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that that's just one of the many things, where something has been successful. And I imagine that his stuff was video game based. And he was making fun of that stuff. And I just thought it was great. I've never seen any of the video games that he talks about or played them, but I thought he did a great job. And that's why he got my views. And it's going to be stuff like that where people just throw themselves at it and try it.
Yeah. That's all you can do, right? Like, it's just, it's a big risk, really. I mean, just kind of
Hey, take a look at his board,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
See what happens, dude,
When you're buying a used vehicle, do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research, yeah.
Hey, yeah, let's so what's up, Mr. Transmission?
Okay, so I used to have a truck. It was my first car. It was an 02 F-150. It was white, full 4 doors, FX4 package. This is the best truck I ever made, period. It was just like a kingly gift to a young man. And I didn't really realize at the time what I had. And I wrecked it in 17 and ended up with a 17 Escape. It was in December of 17, so they were trying to get rid of it on the lot to make space for the 18s. But
all the donuts we would do in
there. I'll tell you what, it was an off-road beast that I never really put to its full potential. Hell yeah. But
man.
Being in the Escape, at first I was not happy about it, but at that time, I wanted something reliable because I didn't know what was going to happen with my life, and I was kind of just on like a burnout stage of my life. So I figured, okay, I'll tie myself to a payment if I don't have to worry about anything, because I don't know how much available cash I'm going to have to shell out for, fixing used vehicles. And I've been doing that and doing that and doing that, and then in 22, what was that, in June or July, I was offered to buy an 07 Avalanche. And I bought it. It was $500. And I was told it needed engine work. And I was like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? And I waited. All summer, saved up. And finally the winter time came, and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to get my hands dirty and try and play with this engine. And it had collapsed lifters and bad shake and a misfire in one of the cylinders. And I don't know, like some of the gearheads, if they watch this, they're like, whoa, we could fix that or whatever. I just bought a crate engine, so I just went like for the full, gung-ho, but I didn't have a shop do it. I wanted to get my hands dirty, and I wanted to actually play with this thing. So me and a buddy, we took like 12 or 13 weekends out of our life, November, December, January, and into February, pulling out the old engine and putting in a new one. And I was going to start driving it, and I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off, because I still had a lot of payments left on the Escape, and I still had, I didn't know like what the insurance was going to be, and I was just like, just let it sit, and started it back up this fall, and was playing with it again, and ran into a minor issue with the gas tank, and now I'm having an issue with the transmission. So, like I said, do your research.
Yeah, man.
And do deep research.
I haven't had that bad with the Impala. When I had the Impala, but it was getting bad. They had I would always have like I had power steering stuff with that. I remember the first time it was just it was something with the not the shaft, the driving shaft, but like just the
It was like steering columns, and they turn depending on what.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the first time I think it was just my power steering was just somehow it went low. But then the second time when I had problems, like the power steering like tank, it like blew up or something with that. It like blew up, and then because it blew up, it like fucked everything else up. Like all of a sudden, like the some tank, like because it like busted open. It messed up the like the plugs or whatever that
Awful.
bring out the power steering fluid.
Okay, so yeah, something got into the wiring and made it squirrely or something.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a car guy, so I couldn't tell you the names to all the different parts. But basically, I ended up like I basically like had to buy an entire power steering system for it, and that was like almost $600-700 or something like that. So whatever, I kind of like
I do have to say, I
accepted my losses or whatever.
felt like the Impala was you, but go ahead. I'm not gonna.
No,
cut
I
you.
loved that car.
Yeah.
It was a great car. It's just all like when it at the end, like everything was going bad on it. So it was like,
How many miles?
oh man, it was
Because
like,
you were doing Chicago back and forth, isn't it, right?
I never used it for Chicago.
What?
No, because at
Do
that
you use
time,
train?
no, I was using the Malibu. Like they let me use the Malibu like when I first started until I say
That's the newer one.
the blue one, the one that my mother uses now.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they luckily I was able to use that, and then once I saved enough up, then I bought the Civic.
You know what's crazy? I work for Ford. I've worked for Ford for 10 years. And when I first started, I was like this, like gung-ho, pro Ford, anti everything else. And it's such a shame for me to say what I'm about to say, but other companies have figured out some really cool stuff, and I honestly don't hate them at all. I think they've done great work on making like reliable vehicles. Like for instance, we used to make a Taurus, a Fusion, a Focus,
Mm-hmm.
and a Fiesta. And I think the Fiestas were bad. I think the Focuses were bad. I think the Fusions were great. And I think the Tauruses were great. But I think the Fusions were better. And Ford just like scrapped all cars. And they went to SUVs and trucks. Minus the Mustang. They still make the Mustang.
I think Chevy's kind of doing that now too. I know the Impala they're not making anymore.
It's such a shame.
Yeah.
What happened to cars? What I'm about to say, I've never owned a car. I have the Escape, and they classify the Escape as a compact SUV. It's basically just a tall car. Totally honest. And I had an F-150, and I had the F-150. I liked it. I'm not going to go into that again. And now I have an Avalanche. So I've never owned a car. But saying that sort of goes against my point that I'm about to make. But I think the cars were a great investment for these companies. And I'll give you a hot take real quick. So the idea was actually brought up to me. It's not my original idea, but it makes a lot of sense. So, Tim, thank you in the future. I work with this guy, and he pitched me this. He said, imagine you are you're going out to buy your first new vehicle. That's the route that you want to take. You know that you're not mechanically inclined, or you're not going to sit there and work on your car all day and all night. You don't get that, and you're just looking for something new. You know that you're going to have a payment. That's the option you want to take, which is totally fine, And what company are you going to go for? And if you have cars, you are tailored to sort of the younger generation or the younger crowd, which that's a really key crowd that you want to get into your business, because those are the guys that are going to start their first new vehicle purchase with you. and then they'll have that experience to go off their next vehicle purchase, which is revenue that continues to come into your company. That's like long-term business mindset. Sort of
Yeah.
lost my momentum there, but
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like that's like when it comes to Chevys, like growing up, that's what we always had. I think we had. My dad had a Dodge. Well, no, was that a Dodge? Yeah, the Durango.
mm-hmm.
He had a or not a Durango. What was the other one they had? There was like the, no. It was I think it was no, we had a Chevy Venture,
Blazer.
and then we had a not a Dodge. My dad had a Plymouth Voyager.
Hey.
I don't know why I was thinking Dodge. Oh, one of my aunts had a Dodge Durango, but anyways, that's not the point. So, like growing up though, we had mainly we always had Chevys around, because he had the Venture, and then he ended up getting an Impala after that, which is the one I had later, and then we had two Equinoxes. But like growing up, I always remember like they were like great cars in the beginning, and then somewhere down the line, like I forget. Usually after so many, there was like a certain point of like mileage where once you reach like whatever many thousand miles, your transmission was like destined to start going bad on it. I forget what the number was exactly, but anyways, like I always remember though, like when my dad was getting close to like that amount of mileage, he was like, oh, watch here, watch that transmission start going soon, and it would always go.
Starts getting slippy.
Yeah, and like so yeah, that's just like how I always think of Chevys now, and since I bought this Civic, I mean, I don't. It's still a fairly new car, but like from what I've like as far as my experience with it, it's a freaking great car, man. I haven't had like any real problems with it except maybe like a cap or something fell off on the
Sure.
highway. It's just easy
Random
replacement.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask any amounts, but how many months do you have to pay?
Oh, how many more?
Yeah.
I believe it's like
You can give
20,
me like a year.
It's like 23, 24 more months.
Okay, so you're getting close.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
And then let's say the car lasts you another 4 or 5 years, maybe hopefully more. I'm just like throwing a random number out there. And how about let's make it 6. So you pay it off within the 2 years, and then you get an additional 4 years out of it, which again, I definitely think more. But
Yeah.
imagine you're ready to upgrade. You're ready to do something more. You're tired of that car, or you're in a position where you want a new vehicle, and this will be like however your life is at that point.
Yeah.
One of your options logically, if you had a really good experience with that first vehicle, is you'd go back to Honda, and you'd be like, I purchased one of your vehicles. It's served my life and the needs and the purposes I had at that time really well. Of course, why would I not give you guys another chance or another shot?
Yeah.
And that is exactly where I think Ford is screwing up by getting rid of their cars. And I honestly think that that's the major reason, and I think it is very overlooked. I think these guys
Chevy
are
too, though, man. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like, if it wasn't for them getting rid of the Impala, like, I probably would have bought one.
Really?
I probably would have went the Impala route. Yeah. Just because I mean it is a good car. Like it.
Now, is the Impala the full size and the Malibu's like smaller? Or is it the other way around? I don't know.
It's a good question, man. Maybe in the beginning the Malibu was smaller, but the one that they have now, that's a decent sized car. It's probably might be like a little bit smaller, but not much.
Right, you're not gonna sit there and
Yeah,
get
you're
the
not
tape
gonna
measure
complain.
out.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, like I really liked like just the way that the Impala drive. Like it was kind of like a lot of I've let me see, like the Equinox, for example. Like the Equinox was like when we first got it, it was a pretty smooth ride. Like when you'd hit the brakes, you would like barely feel it. Like it was definitely like
It
breaking,
wouldn't jerk you.
but it wasn't like it wasn't like you could feel it. With the Impala, like for whatever reason, like I just liked like the ruggedness of it.
Oh, it gave you more of a real feel of what's
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could feel the road with it.
You know, something I miss is, which I'm not trying to take away from current vehicles. There are big vehicles that they make today that are very spacious. But I feel like cars today are just like cram-packed full of shit. Like buttons everywhere, screens everywhere. Like, what happened to just a bare bones car? Like, for example, in the Avalanche, why can I not just have like a bucket seat in front and none of this like center put your shit in the middle thing? Why can't I just have like one of them push out cup holders and call it good? Why do I gotta have the whole fucking center console fucking all the way up to the dashboard? That's ridiculous.
You got the economy button. You got all the different little menu item buttons.
Yeah,
and then on your wheel you got your call, end call.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, all the autopilot stuff.
I'm getting so tired of that shit.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Maybe I'm a minority here. I don't know, but that is so fucking stupid to me personally.
My Civic has this like I wouldn't even call it a button. There's like this little like it's like a rod that's kind of like sticking out of like the what do you call it, like the speedometer, like, and you can twist it, and when it's dark out, it'll change like the brightness of the screen, and then when you push it it changes like your like the how there's like the mile A, mile B, like the trip, you like the it'll show you like you can reset like trip A. So if you want to see like how far you went,
Yeah.
That's all it does though.
I think they use a lot of this technology bullshit as like selling points to jack up the price on you. Hey, we've got 5 more buttons than that other car, so this is like $2,000 more. Like, go fuck yourself. I don't want any of that. I want like a bare bones vehicle that just gets me back and forth to point A to point B. I want the space of the vehicle for human beings and luggage and other things that I want to put in there. I don't want your buttons and your screens. And I am gonna say, amongst the bitching that I'm doing right now, one thing I do like is hooking up the phone, like sync or any of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which sync
there's some really cool like like just the features on the newer cars I've seen. Like you sync your phone, and then if you're playing music, it'll show like whatever music you're playing on the screen. And then not only that, like I seen like where if you're trying to use your GPS, like it'll show the map on your screen.
Yeah.
I like even my Civic doesn't have the map and all that. It'll show me like the song title and all that, because I think that's really like the main thing that it like the reason why it lets you sync the phone is so you can listen to like YouTube or your music. But like I said, there's like other cool features like with the maps, and then like even like the like it'll take your call log.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
There's the whole voice command thing. My dad likes using the voice command. Okay, I freaking hate that shit, dude.
That's some of that boomer shit is where they're like they want to start text to speech or whatever. Yeah,
he'll go like, I think he's got the Apple now, so so he's like, "Hey Siri," and he'll tell her to call somebody, and she'll just completely screw it up. Fuck you, Siri! He gets all mad.
But that is so the lazy older generation just bullshit of like, oh, I'll just hook up my phone to the car and then just talk to the car to make it do things. Not even okay. Again, to contradict, it's better than doing this while you're driving.
Yeah.
But fuck that. I'd rather do this.
Right.
Catch me if you can, coppers. Fuck you.
Yeah, dude. Play the take a risk, just like this.
I believe it. Risk, hey.
The other feature I hate is that you know how some cars, I think it's a lot in the SUVs now, where like when you stop like at a stoplight, it shuts off your engine.
Oh my God, I am a just that is the degradation of fucking vehicles. Oh man, I can go on a deep dive. I can go on a
Yeah,
deep dive.
because they say it's supposed to save gas,
No,
but how is it saving gas? Because when you start up the engine, like they always said that it's like the startup burns more gas than like it just running or something like that.
I gotta shout out a gigantic YouTuber because this is the argument that I use. You know, and I'm not a mechanic, so again, I have like the tiniest bit of knowledge, but it makes sense. There's this guy named Scotty on YouTube.
Okay.
Scotty, I can't remember his last name.
Scotty Too Hottie?
No, Scotty Kilmer. And
there you
he's a huge like mechanic, gearhead, whatever. He's just good at what he does, you know, and you'll have to check him out. But he talks about auto start stop in vehicles, and he's like, it's a fucking plot or a ploy to get people to believe that it's saving gas mileage. But if you start and stop your vehicle, he says that that's where most of the wear on your engine is dry startup because there's no oil. The oil flows through your engine. It gets shot up and shot down, and it moves and it flows, and it lubricates all your gearing and all your stuff in there basically. And when it stops, you don't have any of that oil pressure going through the engine anymore, so it settles back down. And then you start it up again, so that's metal on metal for a couple seconds, and you do that over and over and over and over.
It has to start moving again.
And yeah, and you're just wearing out your engine faster for no reason.
Wow.
Fuck you, whoever came up with that. Go fuck yourself.
For real, man.
But again, I can't confirm, but I can't confirm, but the logic is so sound and so solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'll just go with it. 100% makes sense. So.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Because I mean, like with anything that needs lubrication, as soon as it stops, all the oil or whatever it is that it uses, it settles back down, and then you gotta, whatever it is, you gotta squirt some oil back onto it, or if it has its own system. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
One more thing on the car kick. I love to like dream shop where I like to look at cars, but I'm not gonna buy them.
Yeah.
And having a little girl, she's 3.5. I'm like an SUV guy now. The way that my life is set up, I need space, because I never know what the hell I'm gonna be doing. Especially when I'm doing more than one thing, doing more than one job or whatever. Having the space for her, for me, for my tools.
Yeah.
That I'm just an SUV guy. I like trucks better, but I'm just in it now. Like I'm basically a soccer mom. Just let me throw all my shit in there.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Honestly, I think my next vehicle, I'll end up getting an SUV. And it's like not even like because I'm planning on having kids or anything like that. I just think like it would be easier on like the if I load up my instruments or whatever.
Exactly.
Or just even like you said, like with the tools, I got plenty. I got my backpack now, and then
it
like,
gives you the freedom of mobility.
Tools. Yeah, a lot more space in the trunk. You know? Then you don't have to put all your stuff like in the back seat.
Exactly.
You got more room in the trunk.
And I've been looking at a lot of 90s Broncos and like 80s and 90s Blazers, K10 Blazers. Yeah. Yeah. I really like that setup. And it goes back to a very bare bones stock vehicle where it's just a truck frame and a SUV body, and it's got a ton of room, and it's plain Jane. I don't have to sit here and try to figure out, like Morse code and how to be a rocket scientist in order to operate the damn thing. Just put it and go,
One truck I always like. I don't even know if you would call it a truck. The one of the, I forget what year. It was a 19 some year in the 90s. Grand Cherokee. My uncle had a red one, and his had the like the radio wasn't built in. It was like one of those ones where you just kind of like plug it in.
Nice.
And you can take it out like when you leave the car or whatever. So I always remember going to the flea market with him, and he'd always be buying like new
radios,
new radio heads or whatever. Cause it was like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. It's actually funny because I don't think I've ever seen anybody else with that kind of car setup. But for whatever reason, his like it was just like when he would pull it out, and it had like the input, like there was like a basically like a female end, and then whatever it was, I don't even know what the component would be called, but he would just plug it right in, and then it would just, it would power it up and everything. It was cool, but he would always go to the flea market and look at all the different types of like radio styles.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, maybe what different features on it, I guess, like different buttons do.
Sure.
Things,
he was looking at like maybe he just gets bored often. He has the availability to do that. So.
Yeah, he probably had a whole collection of them in his drawer or something.
Right.
but yeah, no, I thought that was interesting. Still today, I don't think I've ever seen anybody else with that kind of radio setup. So
I wish
obviously they must have been pretty popular at that time, because this one dude was always selling them. He always had this big like collection of them.
He must have had it in with an aftermarket. Yeah.
Oh, dude, they were bootleg for sure.
Yeah, aftermarket distributor. Like, I got 10 more in the truck.
Yeah.
Give me a deal.
It was like Sony, but with an I or something like that. Hell yeah.
Sony. It's Knee.
Oh shoot. You find a lot of that at the flea market.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, remember when we went that one time?
Haven't been since. But
it was a fun time, dude.
I have to say, and I know when the last time we went was, because it was in like 17, because I still had my apartment.
Yes, yeah.
And I still have that painting. I bought.
No shit.
Or it's not a painting; it's a picture, but it's on like a nice piece of wood or something.
Yeah.
It's a picture of the Eiffel Tower.
I remember, yeah.
And I don't know why. It's not like I like. Is it France? Eiffel Tower.
France, yeah. You're good, bro. You're good, yeah.
First guess.
Geography's working out.
It was France or Italy, and I thought France was more like it. So, I don't know why. I don't know why I picked that or specific or anything. Everybody used to give me so much shit all the time, like, your walls are so barren. Like, even I look in here, and it's Mark in here,
Yeah.
Like, guitars, and black belt, and more guitars, and Jimi Hendrix, and it's you. It's your life. And you go in my room, and it's like a picture of Paris. And a bunch of pictures of Chelsea. Which
when have you ever been to Paris, motherfucker?
Never. I got a passport, but
no. But you know what though? In a way, that is you, because it's spontaneous.
Yeah.
And it's very unpredictable. You don't know what's happening.
Shout out to my sister Holly. She gives me a lot of dream catchers. Nice. Even though I haven't hung them all up. Sorry, but. She's a big dream catcher girl, and shout out to my sister Diana. She made me it's a picture frame with 4 pictures in it of me, my Chelsea, her, and my mom. And I thought that, that's like our little nuclear family. It's pretty cool. So
yeah,
that kind of stuff helps. And in Chelsea's room, I've got a lot of stuff on her desk, but I don't have a lot on the walls, and I think that needs to be the next move, is decorate her walls up a little bit. Help her feel like it's home. I don't know if I've said it yet on this cast, have I, about putting up my tree?
No.
So, my mom gave me her Christmas tree last year or 2 years ago, and I've just been lazy, and it's like, I never really felt like my house was like home. I just more felt like it was a place to sleep, to eat, and to rejuvenate, to go back out in the world. It just made sense to me. And, again, you could tell like by the walls and the lack of character in there that it more or less is that for me. But as time has gone on, I've realized I'm the next generation. I got a baby, and she's gotta look at my house as home. I want to go to Daddy's house because it's inviting, because that's where I belong. And we put up the Christmas tree this year. I have never done it since I've been in the house, and I bought it in 19, and here we are in 23.
First time, huh?
First time.
Wow, man.
Yeah. And I think that's gonna be a thing from here on out. And
yeah, she seemed to enjoy it from what I saw on your snap.
Well,
I'm sure she probably got bored real quick of.
she's never done it with me, so there was sort of a disconnect of like, what am I doing here? Like, it's a giant tree, doesn't it belong outside? You're putting on lights. I can't help you put on the lights because it's so tall. And then I put the star on top, but she doesn't know what that is. And the star is like top heavy, so it'll flip one way or the other. So I gotta kind of like screw it into the top. But yeah,
get like a base kind of.
Maybe like some twine to tighten it up there. I don't know. Something. But I go home now, and I got these blue, green, yellow, red lights. And it's got all these ornaments that my mom gave me. And yeah, I think it's here to stay. Big time.
Nice, man. Yeah, that's that's a thing I can honestly say, like, cuz my family, we're all pretty tight. But like growing up, like as far as like when it came to Christmas, like and like decorating, it was never like a big thing. Like my mom was always just kind of like one day she would just get everything out, and then like we'd come home from school and everything would be up already. Like she just wanted to get it done.
The best mom.
Yeah, dude.
Don't make me a part of this problem. Just I want to enjoy it.
And I don't. And it's not like we didn't like wanna, or like.
I'll admit it. I don't wanna.
I mean, I don't want to, but like at the same time, like if she had like the like honestly, like it's cool decorating the Christmas tree. Like I've done it like with her before, but like it's not like something that we did. Like she would just get it all together and then throw it up like while we were in school, and then we'd come home and we're like, oh wow,
it's Christmas.
It's like a surprise, but yeah. So I think that's cool though. Like maybe hopefully she stays interested in it for a little bit.
I think she will. The next part is I gotta tackle her room, like I said.
Yeah.
But
that's always fun, man.
I'm also not, completely dense. She's getting older. She's 3.5. Her memory is sharp, kicking in like crazy. If I try to think back way, way back in the day to when I was young, some of my first memories are from that age.
It's funny, like the way my room is now. Like, I mean, sometime in middle school, is when I really started to kind of like mess around with this kind of stuff. Like,
yeah.
It's always been it's pretty much been the same since then. But like when we were in Griffith, I didn't really like. I would dabble, like I'd have like some posters here and there, but like they wouldn't stay up. Like it would just like I was always kind of like trying to. Maybe it's because I was trying to find myself at that time.
Oh, you're a kid.
Yeah. But yeah, somewhere along the line, I got addicted to rock and roll and all that, and
ain't nothing wrong with it. That's a good thing to be addicted to. Because I will say that's the number one theme in here is guitars. Like
yeah, I mean that's what I play.
Oh, this way. Look at them things. I'm over here blocking the best view. I like lightning a lot. Like I tell people all the time, that's my symbol, and I got a really elaborate R-rated story or X-rated story about it, and it's just wonderful. But anything that I find lightning related, like in songs or like Ride the Lightning Metallica, and it's got a big bolt that comes down.
AC/DC, just in general.
Yeah, exactly. Their fucking logo, yeah. And I wanted to get more tattoos of lightning, and it's always stuff that I say, and it's stuff that I never do. More of that is coming into fruition, if you want to say that. It's slowly making its way out. Got to get Corey back on the music kick.
Dude, for real.
Yeah.
That was cool the last time I was down there. Yeah, last time I was over by Corey Ogredowski's house. And we were just kind of dabbling around with like the actually this stuff, really.
Yeah.
I brought my interface, and at that time I just had the laptop over there. And yeah, that was a good time, man. We were able to record one song at least. And I actually sometime last year, I think, he finally like hit me up one day. He was like, "Hey, do you still have the recording for that?" I was like, yeah. So I was able to send it to them. Whatever the quality was, I mean, for what it was cool, that they were able to at least get something out of it.
I got to say something, because that actually got me on this little mindset here, or this little mental note. Events have occurred this year, in 2023, that have given me a lot of hope that I didn't have the past couple of years, being a single dad. I'm in a lot better state of mind. I'm not the angry person that I was, because I was pretty angry for a while after events happened.
Yeah.
Becoming a single dad, and it was just rough, and it was my own fault. But having that hope, I've tried to use it to hang out with people more, and this being an example, I haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's because normally I work out with Noah on Tuesdays, because it works for him, it works for me, and we can meet up at the same time, both after work. And then after that, I would just go home, and I just try to sleep the rest of the night off. And I still want to, believe me, a nice 8 or 10 hour nap, fantastic. But coming here, I don't know if Tuesdays is going to work, indefinitely or whatever.
Oh, for sure. I mean, for now at least.
Exactly. I'm not closed off to any other days. I enjoy getting out on Mondays. On Mondays, I go and I take a 2-hour nap, and Corey will call me at 7 because he gets off a little bit later. And he has a buddy named Nate that played soccer with us, the guy with the goose laugh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he's got another buddy now, one, possibly two. We all play Minecraft.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I bought Chelsea a Switch for her birthday last year, and I downloaded a lot of games that I thought she would like, and Minecraft was one of them. And Corey hit me up about 3 weeks ago and said, "Hey, do you want to play Minecraft with us on Mondays?" I was like, you know what? Sure, why not? I don't know anything about it. And now I've gotten into it, and unfortunately, and this is very unfortunate, if you YouTube search Minecraft, you're screwed. All your recommended becomes Minecraft shorts and Minecraft I try to do this or speed run it, and I'm just like, I did not want this at all. I just wanted to see a couple of things and go back to
There's a shit ton of Minecraft
content
out there. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
And it definitely is geared towards a certain audience.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I have played it in the past. It's not like a go-to game for me, but I mean, it is fun when you get 3 or 4 people that just get together and do stupid, crazy stuff.
You're killing time. You're talking. You're laughing.
Yeah.
Last Thursday night, Isaac, I was hanging out with him and his buddy from the hospital. We played Magic the Gathering.
Yes, he was telling me.
I'm not even going out and trying to be aggressive or hit on anyone or nothing. I'm just going out and hanging out with these guys, not even getting drunk or trying to be some kind of party animal or any of that. And that's the kind of, what do you call that? Mutation? I don't know. That's just what I'm trying to...
Something different.
Yeah, what I'm trying to transform this hope into is get back out there and
do some positive stuff.
Exactly.
Not necessarily, having to go to the bar or anything like that.
How about this? Strengthen the bonds that are hey, where's Nick? We haven't seen him in a while. get your ass over here, Nick.
Yeah.
Come on and do something.
Yeah,
So,
man.
I've got a lot of hope. I'm very happy, and I'm gonna keep it in the dark. If you know, you know. But I'm pretty happy with everything that's happened so far, and I've got no complaints.
Heck yeah, man.
I may have had complaints at one time. I don't anymore. I'm very happy. And
yeah, there's a lot of potential, man. And
there
is.
There
has been for quite some time. It's just like everything kind of like got in the way for a second there, because not even that I didn't have the time. Like, I had the time. I just was like trying to figure out, like, I guess that balance,
the direction,
or even the direction, because
if you say the balance, then it's the balance.
Well, I guess it's kind of both, because like the Vault Media stuff. I mean, it was cool, and I think it could have went somewhere, but like it just everybody that was involved with it, we all kind of started going to different areas, and work.
Believe me, I had an idea or a plan, and of what I wanted to do going into more of my life, and then events happened that completely changed my availabilities and my state of mind and my outlook, and I fought it for a long time, and it just beat me over the head over and over and over, and I just stopped doing a lot of stuff. So believe me, and that's just one example of the many. Like if you look at Isaac, I think he wanted to do it, but he may have just I don't think he had the same creative vision that you did with it.
Well, the main issue, and this is everybody. This wasn't like nobody is to blame for anything.
Right.
Like, there was no research being done for anything. I mean, even this. I mean, but this is more so just to get our feet wet again, and
That's
see what
I
happens. Want. But where we were kind of going. I mean, we weren't anything big. Obviously, I'm not trying to there's no ego with this at all. Like, we were not we weren't anything as far as subscribers, but we maybe got up to. I think we got up to maybe 30 or 40 or something like that, which was cool. That was exciting. I didn't think we were gonna get any, and all of a sudden every now and then you'd see someone random would just pop up. Oh, cool, But,
my dad used to watch it.
I know, dude. One time we were playing Trouble, and your dad goes, "Hey, you guys should be out trying to get girls or something like that." And I was like, "Hey, you're right, Mr. Ogrodowski. There's nothing."
Shit talking, old man. You stay out of this.
There's nothing that you just
said. We're doing just fine right where we're at.
There's nothing that you just said, though, that wasn't true.
Homeboy's got a Twitter and a Bumble. Leave him alone. He's doing fine.
Oh, man.
There's strays all over the place. Just let them be.
But I know, yeah, and with this, it might end up just being the same thing as far as we might not ever be we might not ever go down that path, as far as talking about current events or stuff like that. But I think one thing that we are definitely going to start getting more involved in are the thoughtful thoughts. Me and Kyle started doing those thoughtful thought podcasts where it was kind of more philosophy based, or just more deep thinking. Those will definitely be popping up again somewhere in the near future.
Okay.
These, man, just getting together, shooting the shit.
This
is
personally,
cool.
Personally, this is just my opinion. I think that's where your gold is.
I think so too.
Is this completely random?
Yeah.
No pressure. It's just when I made that comment all those years ago, or whoever made the comment, what came to my mind was, we do have really good conversations, and of course it is amongst friends,
Yeah.
so of course it has value there, right? And it may not have the same value to everyone else, but the fact that it's a deep part of our lives, and we get to reflect on special moments. Like, there's one that I want to reference, but it involves some racy stuff. And I can't.
I don't know what you're talking about, but knowing us, man, we always talking about random shit.
But that's the fact of it, is that we all have some level of understanding of our humors, each other's humors, and that's beautiful. That's the gold right there, is that we can play with each other, and it has a natural feel to it, and that's what I want to see. That goes back to the YouTube stuff. That goes back to the future creators. That goes back to the cars. I'm looking for a natural feel in things.
Yeah, and the thing is like, when we even like back in high school when we were talking about this, because it had to have been back in high school, right? Like, there was never like this idea of like finding fame off of this or anything. It was just like something to do, like something cool that like we could do. Everybody else was getting into YouTube or something in some way. It was like why can't some little region heads or whatever you want to call us, like how can't we? Why couldn't we get involved in it?
What's YouTube's logo? Or excuse me, what's YouTube's what's that underneath the YouTube? Is that a logo or a slogan or their motto, or what's that called for a company?
Oh, like a slogan,
like how about Nike
or...
is Just Do It? What's that called? The Just Do It.
Yeah, I believe that's called a slogan, or yeah.
YouTube's slogan is broadcast yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is it still that?
I don't know.
It used to be. I know it used to be on the bottom,
but
I never really noticed it anymore. But anyways, I know what you're saying.
That again, that ties into my point.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see, is just us dudes being us dudes.
Although I will say, the one thing that it has been kind of disappointing, like, because going back to like when we first even started talking about it, my vision for everything was always like us like down in the basement, because that's like kind of like always where our chill spot was.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
We all have space,
but
we can all stretch out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, right now, like that's just like not really something that's like feasible,
viable,
I guess. Or so once I get my own place, though, like, I mean, that'll definitely be something that we will definitely be in some kind of basement at some point
soon in the future.
I'm hoping so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Don't spoil any more.
I'm not gonna get too involved with that, but
I'm just excited.
Yeah. I'm
big excited.
I'm hoping.
Are you gonna take this guy with you?
Taking all this shit.
No, I meant that kid over there,
dude?
that Fortnite kid.
If he wants to come every now and then, he come hang out,
but no bed.
No bed. Maybe a guest bed, but you know.
Maybe a pillow and blanket, but don't get too comfortable. No toothbrush. You know what I'm saying? You take that shit home with you. Be honest.
If you wanted to.
Because
I wouldn't say no, but there would have to be some rules and boundaries.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, man.
I've had this is just a random Nick thing, but I had an experience with a roommate one time. Not gonna go into detail. If you know, you know.
Yeah, all right. You know who you are.
Yeah, you do.
Some bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not. If I had a roommate, it would either be someone I'm romantically involved with, or it would be a very close family member. Mom, dad, sisters. You know, I don't know how further out I could go from there. It would have to be a specific case. I'd have to, think about it, whatever. But I don't know if I would want another roommate just paying. So, but a family member is totally different. And I don't think it's all that uncommon because it's which I'm not trying to pitch, for that to happen. But I guess what I would say is don't count it out completely. Again, it'd be you guys is figuring that out, but
Right.
And you guys are brothers, so of course there's a beautiful relationship there.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But I'll just leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. I'm excited to hear what comes up in the future.
Yeah, man. Cause yeah, you gotta get out at some point. Just
the sooner the better.
some say I probably should have been out, but that's
I think so.
yeah.
What it would have done is it would have hardened you up a little bit because it makes you a little tight on money for a little while, and it teaches you like what it takes and gives you some responsibility on yourself. Like, oh, I got to get myself up. Oh, I got to make my own food or buy it or however you want to live your life. Oh, I got to clean up after myself. But then you're your own man. Your rules are as loose or as strict as you make them. And you get to be comfortable, you get to be naked in your own house. Not that should be a goal, but it's a nice little bonus, You're walking around and you want to go sleep naked, great. Or you want to take a bath and you don't want to hear about it, great. Or if you want to, start making a bunch of noise with the guitar and, nobody else is going to get woken up. Maybe the neighbors if you're in an apartment or something, but
Yeah.
the amount of freedom that comes with that.
But, we'll see.
One side note, and this is just a personal take. If I was a single guy with no kids, I think I'd go back to apartment living, something very small. And what I said earlier, where just come home, crash, eat, rejuvenate, go back out in the world. A lot of my life would want to be out, not in.
I got you. I think for me, I would definitely be looking at a house.
A house is long term,
just because
family.
Yeah, just because I look at it from the investment side of it.
Yeah,
like an apartment, you're just putting money into someone else's pocket, basically.
Oh, if I had no kids.
Yeah. But no, yeah,
I don't want all the liability. I don't want to have to pay to fix stuff. Granted, if I broke it, yeah, I'd fix it, but I don't want to pay for the new fridge. I don't want to pay for the AC. I just want one strict price, give you the money every month, and you leave me alone, I leave you alone. It's small space, I don't care. I don't know. But it's just a very personal, random side note.
No, I got you. Definitely something to dabble in or look into more.
But a house, you got the Civic.
Yeah,
you can park in almost any garage.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. That thing is what do you call that? Complimentary.
Yeah. You could set up your nice little tool workshop in the garage. You get a garage fridge out there. You're really living large.
Oh yeah.
We get you to start drinking beer. We'll get you a 48 pack. Load it up.
Keep dreaming, buddy.
Oh
man.
We're gonna get your ass one day.
You're not.
Yeah, we are. I got you on my sights,
brother. I love you guys too much, man.
We're gonna get you. We love you too. That's why I push.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a pushy motherfucker. I'm maybe in the wrong way, but
you keep going down that road, and I'll just keep laughing at you.
Keep laughing at me. You should. You should. I'll just say that.
Nah, man. I don't mean it like that. I just mean
No, be honest.
The attempt of the attempt of trying to get me to drink.
I think you owe it to yourself. You know why? Because you don't know until you
try
know.
It, yeah. But at the same time, I don't care to know, and I've seen what other people know, and I don't want that. So that's where I am with it. Yeah, that's that's kind of where I'm at it with where I'm at with that right now. So I feel like you're gonna keep trying though.
It has its place.
It does. Comedy.
I guess that'll be like my strongest argument. It does have its place. I believe that. I might be wrong. And that's fine. That's fine. If I get to the end of it all and it was like, well, you didn't need it anyway, I'd be like, oh well, I lived a lie, I guess, but I was enjoying it. Some of it, and I didn't like waking up with all the extra weight from all the beer. I didn't like the headaches, all the headaches. But it's worth it.
Okay, man. But what do you say, man? You think this was worth it? You think this was worth coming down here?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I think this is cool. I think this could be something. So,
personally, I think this is where I shine. Is the free and loose.
The main thing for me that's always been challenging with this is just like the flow of talking.
Okay.
Because
I don't have a good flow. I
got a
medium
terrible flow, man.
I got medium.
I mean, as you can see, sometimes like when we were just talking today, like I'll be talking and then I have this thought process or whatever, right? Like I know what I want to say, but then like I just get like sidetracked or like I kind of lose my train of thought.
You're playing back and forth and it's on the camera.
Yeah, but I think maybe, like you said, maybe it's because of the camera. Obviously, like you're trying to be, like me and you right now, we're being ourselves, but like in front of the camera. So it's kind of like
that's what I'm saying. I gotta hold it back a little bit.
Exactly. And so with that being said, like that's like the most challenging part about it is just kind of keeping a flow and just like
being comfortable enough. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think as we keep doing it, that it'll be it'll be better. And hopefully we can get Isaac and the other guys to come on and like, actually have like a good old fashioned, OG sit down and just hang out, man. But hey, man, this was badass.
Mark Madness.
Good hanging out with you again.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, man. So until next time.